Cheers, Trauma.
Cheers, welcome to the Ice Cream Interviews.
Thank you very much. Good to see you again.
ARD Matthews. Last time I saw you was... When was the last time I saw you?
Was it after our surf trip?
And we went surfing in the Mentawis.
Yeah.
And then after that, I saw you very briefly on your boat.
Ah, yes.
What happened to the boat?
Breakfast of Champions. Well, last year on the 2nd of January, I left Cape Town, headed for Rio, in the Cape to Rio. I done a lot of preparation and we left 7 people, and the ocean told us that we can't really go as fast as we want to go, and we got in crazy storms, had a few issues.
So you entered the competition? Officially?
Yeah. We were one of 16. We had a handicap system because she was the oldest boat in the fleet. So even if we got there 10 days after the winner, we would have still done okay, because I mean, that wooden boat is the slowest by far. It's a 66-foot boat. So I went through all those processes, but the prep to do it, I had to upgrade my license to offshore yacht master, which I did all on these tables with just charts and all this. So I was going, well, it was awesome. So I did it. I've got a very advanced license now, very advanced sailing license. And the first time I ever did any offshore sailing happened to be for the Cape to Rio, which is a little bit foolish, but also why not? Just do it. Why not?
You know, there's a certain personality, like psychologists actually call us, myself in it, is when you have that extreme thing of, you don't do stuff in moderation.
No. I'd love to know. You must find the terminology.
They call it something like the unsafe personality or something like that.
Put the link in the video when you find it out.
So it's you either go this side of the spectrum or you go this side of the spectrum.
You either calculate it or you're not. Although I was very prepared. And that's the reason we survived the storm.
I don't think it's got something to do with calculating stuff. I think it's got something to do with, like you kind of like jumped into something, unfamiliar territory. And you got so focused and obsessed about it.
Yeah.
I followed you and I followed your progress, obviously, and spoke to you and did that whole trip with you on the boat. And you would kind of like me, like 10 years ago, I went like, shit, I'm going to leave everything. I'm going to cycle across continents now. Which I did.
Yeah, I know.
And suddenly I stopped like Forrest Gump and went like, I'm tired now.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. So long story short of the boat is I left, I did it, I was very prepared. We had a storm, a couple of the guys got scared. I had to, well, we all got scared, so we don't mention anything, but I had to retire from the race because as the captain, I didn't deem it safe to get us over there, especially with the configuration that we had on board. The guys weren't prepped, and it wasn't the right crew. So we stopped in St. Helena, dropped a couple of people off, finished the rest of the race with 4 people. Didn't go to Rio, but went to Recife in Brazil, and then had to drop one guy off. So there were only 3 of us who went from there to the Caribbean. Because at that stage I realized, if we go to Rio, the way the winds work, we can only come back to Cape Town. Or we can ride on the border of getting to the Caribbean. I was like, wow, where do you want a boat to really be? Do you want it to be in Cape Town or the Caribbean? So I just went into the dark, into the Caribbean, because my cousin who was on board, Michael Hayward, who was a legend, who helped me so much. He had his boat in the Caribbean, and so I just said, okay, cool, let's go park next to your boat. I said, I'll do door-to-door delivery service for you. You don't have to get a flight home. And we ended up going, but it was gnarly, bro. Up that north coast of Brazil, at the Amazon and the pirates and Venezuela. Yeah. It's mild, but also I got to the Caribbean. I was like you with your bike. I was like, I've done enough. I did 3 crossings, 6,200 miles we did. And the last 4,000 miles was with 4 and then 3 people on a 66-foot boat, which is not advisable.
What was the toughest part?
Sleep. I didn't sleep because as the captain, you worry about everyone. So even when you have your shift and it's your turn to sleep, you just lie there like that. And that was like that.
Lack of sleep
it was borderline.
Lack of sleep can give you long-term psychological problems.
I do. There's no question I have PTSD about this whole trip, for sure. For sure. It's only actually starting to reveal itself now later. It's a year later.
I was into adventure racing at some stage.
Yeah.
And the lack of sleep, you know, you do that course in 7 days, 8 hours, and you sleep like 2 hours. And I would get nightmares for a month after that. I would still wake up in pools of sweat because of the lack of sleep.
I know. So that's a problem.
Did you learn a lesson out of that whole journey?
But again, it's all unpacking now. First of all, I learned that I can do it, that you can be prepared, and that
I like that.
You can do it. You can do anything.
You can do anything.
So my saying that got me going is I could have obviously waited. I was 47 when I started the race. I'm 49 now. But if I had waited till I was 55, 60, I'm feeling like how I'm feeling now. I just got clapped with a bit of flu, so I'm not feeling or looking great. But if, say I waited another 10 years and had some more money in the account, okay, lekker, but then you're 55, 60 and this hip is not lekker and you've got to be on a boat that's doing this the whole time, 24/7. That's all it does from the moment my boat's got a very shallow keel. So she just rolls and rolls 12 days at a time for each passage that we did. So it's crazy. You need to be on, you're holding on to stuff the whole time. And I'm just thinking, if I'm 60 with billions in the bank, who cares? You can't physically do it. So my saying was, I can't afford to.
So are you going to be 60 with billions in the bank?
Who knows? What I can tell you, the lesson I got out of this is that I don't care. It's not a concern of mine. But my phrase was, I can't afford to do it financially. I couldn't. No, you can't afford to just get on a boat to the Cape to Rio. And, I'm a South African rock star. Let's be realistic. I'm doing okay, but it's not like that.
Yeah, it's not just, you don't specialize in it.
No, but so the thing was I can't afford to, but I also can't afford not to. And that's what was the motivation that kept me going. I was like, I can't afford not to do this. Yes, did I get in debt? Yes, did I make some bad financial decisions? Buying a boat is the worst one in the beginning. But I look back at it and I go, I would do it all over again. And it didn't knock me. I'm fine. I've got like a house here. I've got a car. I'm Kif. Mom's looked after. I've only got me and Mom. And where's Jeffy? And Jeffy. So yeah, he doesn't like me talking about the sailing story. He gets too upset. He just leaves. So, but so you know what I'm saying? I couldn't afford to, but I couldn't afford not to. That was my whole mantra.
Maybe we should take that boat of yours and go park it there by Gola.
I want to try and get around there. We're so close to the Pacific.
Just go surf there. Why don't we leave it there?
It's a long passage to get to Gola. Yes, I would love that. Can you imagine anything cooler than Billa Beach with the Impossible Machine outside? I spoke to him.
Oh, did you?
I got close. I mean, the Caribbean's close.
So just for the viewers, I mean, we went surfing.
It's still the whole Pacific.
Which is part of Sumatra, which is the western part of Indonesia.
Yeah.
What an experience there.
Beautiful. Sure. I'd love to.
You caught the biggest waves on that trip. Yeah. You were the unfittest guy.
Only because the rights were working. You guys can't surf natural. So yeah, that's a boat story. And I've had a sailing school take over her, which is amazing. Yachties for Yachties, and it's the paper boat sailing academy. Old Stefan Heiberg. They've done an amazing job, and we've had kids train. So she was built by the SA Navy as a student training vessel. She was a student training boat. And she's now doing that in the Caribbean, teaching students, and they've all gone on to do lekker jobs. I mean, it's a proper course that it's been on. So you must maybe put the links in as well, because it's a good thing. It's a proper school. They've even bought a property in the Dominican Republic, so now the boat is one of the fleet for a whole new way of life. But she won't be coming back to South Africa. Not under my watch. You can bring it back if you want. Put your bicycle on.
Put your bicycle on, yeah. Good park, cross the continent, cycle back.
You might need to put it on so you can turn the prop.
Listen, it's freaking inspiring to go like, listen, I'm going to do something and I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people do that. No, I think 0.2% of people actually do that.
So that's the lesson I get out of it. Is that I did it. I finished it. No one got hurt, except me a little bit psychologically, but everyone was Kif. The story is good. It's a good story. She's ended up being a training vessel. We didn't have an accident. We didn't sink, because that's, as much as it's part of sailing, that could have very well happened, but it didn't.
Do you think that's part of your personality? Do you think that's part of your authentic self, is to take on,
put my mind to it and do it?
Bite off. Wat hy gesegd het, to bite off more than you can chew.
That's correct, yeah. Oh my word.
Do you think that's part of who you are?
Yeah, but it was calculated. So it was a massive bite and it was potentially more than I could chew, but I prepped hard. I really did. We had spares on the boat that repaired it at sea better than she was when we left. So it wasn't like just, come on, let's get on a boat with a jug of rum. You know, the boat was dry. There's no alcohol. I wouldn't. There's no ways. You know, I'm a skipper. It's my license, my reputation, it's insurance, all sorts of things. So we did it properly.
Yeah, I know you took it very seriously.
Very, very seriously. So it's nice to look back at that, especially in our haphazard lives, to know that every now and then when we do focus, we can do it properly, you know? Yeah.
Coming back to what you actually do, and that's making music.
Yeah. That's one thing I learned while I was at sea going, you used to get paid money to sing to people, and now you're praying to Neptune.
Did you manage to write some songs once?
Yeah, I wrote a song.
Did you?
Yeah. It went number one a month ago. It's a song called Tell Everyone.
Oh, yeah.
I saw all the plastic pollution and things like that. So I managed.
And people can follow photos and stuff on your Instagram, Facebook,
it's on Spotify and everything. Yeah, there's photos of all of that.
But of the journey, of the boat journey.
I got a lot of footage still that I haven't even unpacked yet, bro. It's just
that's
sitting there.
What I'm waiting for.
I'll give that to you. You can make that a project of yours.
Maybe we should do a little. You should have done a whole docu on that.
I don't know if I'm emotionally ready yet.
So to one of these channels where they take all your money and own your property.
Not that big of a story. It's just an old wooden boat in the Caribbean. Yeah.
Tell me about your. Give me an update on your career. What's happening?
Music's going cool. Just written a new song that's coming out now called You Make It All Right. And I actually got Mom, who you just met, 81 years old, and I got her to sing on it. I recorded her 10 times and made a choir of her on the end. So it's so cool. I managed to stamp her into my little timeline, and it's a beautiful song. I'll play it for you. It's literally coming out in the next few weeks.
Oh, brilliant.
So we're doing a tour for the launch of that. And I'm taking Mom with. She's going to sing on stage for the whole tour. I mean, why not? At 81, if she's keen and happy, do it. So that's going to be kiff. And just, song by song, and otherwise busy, bro. I've just been busy. For some reason, there's a renewed interest in what I do. And I've been doing the storyteller, songwriter things that have just been so well received. I'm actually I'll leave on Friday to go and do a big corporate out in the Gamadulus, but it's for big clients. And I'm just
telling the story.
Acoustic guitar, I said exactly what I tell you.
VH1, MTV storytellers.
That kind of. I've obviously built it up. It's become a whole nice story now. And now obviously with the boat thing, that's added quite a lot. Like the rest of my life hasn't been colourful enough as it is, you know. So it's all lacquer. Now you start owning the story. You start owning your highs and your lows and your faults and your mistakes and the things that you used to be ashamed of or embarrassed about, which are all part of it. Now it's all part of the story.
How do you feel about making mistakes and feeling ashamed?
Yeah, it's been a journey.
Mistakes.
It's been a journey. They're vital, you know. I think it builds character.
But don't you think we teach our kids, we make a mistake by teaching them that it's bad to make mistakes?
Absolutely.
Because it's not. And that's why we feel ashamed, because someone said, it's bad.
Well, it's all been planted in our minds as we were growing up. And it's just up to us to let go of that, you know. It's an age-old thing. It's the briefing we've had growing up. And then it's up to you and your character to realize, oh, hang on, that's the wrong conditioning. I shouldn't have been led to think that making mistakes is a failure, because it's actually, as long as you're failing going forward, then it's good.
Yeah, but I can't imagine a life without making mistakes.
Oh, I definitely can't.
And that's what we do.
Make plenty.
Yeah.
And I'll make many more. The day you live your life thinking you're not going to be making mistakes, you're a little bit delusional. That you need to go and reschedule your meds.
You think it's arrogance? You think it's
arrogant. It's ego.
Ego. It's that ego thing.
Ego, yeah.
It's that ego.
But we all suffer from it.
Better than someone else.
Yeah, but everyone suffers from it. And then you just watch them all fall one by one.
In your process of fighting the ego, what's your process?
It started a while ago when I was still living in LA. The first step to addressing ego is just becoming aware of it. Most people go through life not realizing why they react in violence or why they're so reactive in the first place. And they don't realize this is a little 3-letter word that governs you for the rest of your life called ego. So the first step towards working on your ego is identifying it and observing it and going, wow, why did I react like that in the moment? Or why do I do certain things? And you go, hallo Igu, we gaan met jou.
Hallo Igu.
What's your name op jou, Iguke? And then you just start chipping away at it. And It's another one of those life things. It's a practice. You'll never get over it. You'll never figure it out. No one will ever have the ego in check ever. And I challenge anyone, if they think they do, please give me a call when you think you got your ego fully in control. You never will. And there's part of it you need to. Ego is also a survival thing, especially for males in this day and age, for everyone. You got to have a bit of ego to survive and cope. You can't completely let go of ego and go and sit underneath a tree, because who's going to pay the bills? Who's going to water the tree?
Just by what you're saying, you got to keep it intact. You got to be aware of it. That's the best. Because then automatically, it's like confessing your sins. Confessing your sins. It's not just a religious thing.
Yeah.
It's a scientific thing that happens to your brain. It is a science that when you say, hey, I'm a sinner, then you become, it's a humility thing as well. Then you become humble and you realize, oh man, I'm not so great as what I think I am,
But it's all a practice. So religion and science apart. It's a personal journey and it's a constant practice. And I don't think you stop practicing until on your deathbed.
I think
just being aware of it is important.
I think we're very blessed being artists, because I think it's easier for us to be authentic.
Yeah.
Because of the honesty. Well, that's if you do honest work, Whether you're a musician, actor, writer, a painter, sculptor.
And it's a nice way to express.
It's also a difficult part, But your authenticity, I've known you as you're one of the most authentic people that I know. I don't know anyone like you. You're so authentic that people don't even want to be like you, because it's just so impossible.
Set your stock and be down.
Yes, you've got a little buck here for the...
Yeah, of course, bro.
It's like, okay, another one.
Yeah, exactly. Well, don't forget, we still got our tea to finish.
And then we've got some tea.
Exactly. Cheers, my bro. Good to see you, brother.
Very nice seeing you. So I'm sometimes aware of my authenticity and how I can feel how that energy influences other people.
Yeah.
Okay, that's when my ego doesn't get in the way. How do you project that authenticity, or you just don't think about it?
I don't think about it at all.
Yeah. But sometimes you go like, hey, I'm one of a kind.
Yeah, it's taken me a while.
When you're alone or something.
No, it's taken me a while, and also sometimes with some friends at the right time, maybe around this table, go, oh shit, what I did there was pretty cool, but it's taken me so long to realize that, and then of course you have to box that and go, cool, well you've done something lacquer, but carry on living your life. You still have to get through society, and you're not all that. No one's all that ever. It's nice that I've realized it and gone, okay, well this is something that you need to honor and carry on working at, which is when I came back from the sailing, I've been like, you've got to do music, man. Music is quite a thing.
But that's sure. I've been following your career since your first album. Remember Things and Times in Pretoria?
No, I don't.
Not?
Things and Times?
In Hatfield?
Yeah, man, yes.
Have you never played there?
Maybe.
I still had dreadlocks. I still had hair. I still had hair.
Then we're talking...
Maybe.
It was the 90s.
Yeah.
No, then I don't remember.
Was there ever a time in your life where you didn't like yourself?
Many, many, many times. Plenty.
And what's the antidote?
Time, and then watching that for the most part you're actually okay, and that you do okay. But I think everyone gets challenged with self-doubt and self-confidence. And that's a big thing for the artist, to regain self-confidence is a big thing. And it ebbs and flows. You can't just continually be riding a high, because even those who on the outward look like they've got it all sorted out, they're going through hell that we don't even know and that they're not showing us on social media. So it does challenge everyone. Otherwise, you're not an artist. If you don't self-doubt, if you don't doubt I don't think I've ever released a song where I didn't go, damn it, I wish I had done that before we sent it out to mix, or sent it out to the world. So there's self-doubt, but it's a practice, like challenging ego and working on your self-doubt. It's a practice, which I have been working on and practice daily.
What do you do, if I might ask?
Gratitude.
Nice. So it's a bit of mindfulness.
It's everything.
Do you
gratitude. No, I don't. I don't like meditate, but like everything delights me. Okay. You wake up in the morning.
So it's a thought.
You're like, check out this. Look, at, are you joking? And as soon as you do that for 5-10 minutes in the morning, you know, you drive on the roads and you see the taxis that would annoy you or scare you, and you go, wow, you know, that it's a different life. How can you be anything other than grateful right now? How can you invite anger in this moment? You just go, I'm so glad I never have to drive like that, because I'm never in a rush to get anywhere. Never mind having to do my 10th trip of the day to get to a place, you know what I mean? So that just a side example, but you can apply that to everything. You just go, jeez, I'm super lucky to have done what I've done and to be able to still do it and to still have my health. For the most part. I say that off the back of a little flu, and that always reminds you, you gotta be grateful, man. So gratitude.
Wow.
But it's good to see you've also come a long way, and you're looking better than I've seen you in a while.
Yeah.
It's good. I like it. Well done.
I'm fresh now.
There's no right time.
Clear.
There's no timeline as to when you make a decision to be a better version of you, you know?
Yeah. I've been on a 3-year journey of exactly that.
Yeah.
I think the center point of it definitely revolves around gratitude.
Right.
And if you focus on gratitude, you focus more on being present as well, like you say. Like I would wake up now as well in a beautiful place that I stay.
Yeah.
And I would go like, wow. I can't believe this is me.
I know.
We're the same age.
Promise,
So at the age of 48, turning 49, I go like, wow. Every day of my life. And then you activate your senses.
It's a great kickstart.
What you smell, what you taste, what you see, what you hear, what you feel.
Yeah. And it also it really does help you understand people and with the journeys they're coming from. You go, man, why did he react like this, or she? And you go, you give 2 seconds. How did their day start? What hell have they gone through? What trauma have they been through as children that led them up to this moment to react like that? And most people don't take that time, and it's a bit sad.
So I started facing my childhood trauma only like a month ago, which was my 3-year journey of becoming present and becoming, I call it now, breathing where my feet are.
Right.
Started with a rehab.
Yeah.
You know? I went like, wow.
Good.
Is this how I treat people? Is this how I treat myself? Is this how much, is this how much I hate myself?
Yeah.
That's how I treat people, loved ones, family.
Yeah.
And I checked in. I never looked back.
You never will look back.
It's that little rabbit hole. When once you go through that little rabbit hole, you just go. You just go. You got to keep on going. Keep on going, because at the end of that, I do believe one of the purposes of our existence is to be a better person tomorrow than today.
Yeah.
So I feel great. I feel freaking amazing. I'm in an amazing state of creativity.
Nice.
Writing, acting, painting, but all revolves around that simple thing of
gesture to
gratitude.
yourself.
And then I'm learning how to be kind to myself, and then sort out your traumas.
Yeah.
So it took me nearly 3 years to realize, okay, I haven't really faced the difficult task of the root of the anxiety, the trauma that took me to using and
abusing,
and to just overindulging alcohol and that kind of thing. And that I sorted out, but now I need to sort out the true root.
Well, I don't want to tell you this. I don't want to discourage you, but 3 years is you've just started your journey on this. So when you say you're only recently dealing with traumas, bro, it's an ongoing thing. This is not something you're going to figure out. It's not going to be an aha moment. You're not going to take the right dose of mushrooms and go, you never will. I promise you, it's an ongoing practice. And 10 years time, you go, see, even what I was thinking then, I didn't even know what I meant. You know, and then when people realize that everyone is a product of their trauma, that's also a great awakening. It's the same as being aware of the ego. You just go, oh shit, everyone's got that.
So what I find since I started this like counseling is that it feels like a weight is off my shoulders, that I can actually be myself.
Lekker.
I don't have to act tough and there's nothing wrong with me. And the funny thing is, going back a bit, since I've been practicing gratitude and since I've been facing my demons, I feel lighter. And the funny thing happened is that I like to observe more.
Yeah.
Like listen to other people, because I'm not stuck in my own head about my own grief anymore. Because the moment you deal with it, it starts subsiding.
Absolutely.
Do you agree?
Let's talk about the elephant in the room. And then as you carry on with that practice, when you start observing yourself, then you start observing other people and you see their behavior, and instead of taking it on, like the old thing, the defense can only be given, can only be taken, not given. Then you start going, geez, it really helps you navigate the world. Like you find yourself being less and less offended, especially in this offensive woke era that we live in. I'm not like that, but I'm saying in the past where someone could have triggered you in a bar or in a queue or so, or somewhere, you just go, whoa, that's an amazing response. You actually almost feel sorry for them in a way, but obviously not condescendingly or not from a higher place. You just go, let me give this a bit of time. I'm not going to respond the way I would have, as we were growing up as males, that we needed to defend and we needed to show bravado and macho and things like that. We now live in an era where we can go, okay, I see. All these tools that you put in place now, you get to observe, and observation is the big one. From ego to trauma to just bettering yourself. So I'm proud of you, brother. Well done.
I'm proud of you as well.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Every day is a challenge. But
put me on that boat.
Yes, bro. Careful what you wish for. It was a hell of a thing, bro.
Maybe a little surf trip soon. That would be great.
Let's do it. Let's get to Gola, Chance. We should do that.
Yeah.
I'd love that, bro.
I would like to follow up this chat sometime.
We can. You know where I live?
But tea's done, ice cream's done.
It's been a pleasure. Love you.
Love you too much, man.
Sharp, man.
Love you to the moon and back.
To the Caribbean and back.
To the Caribbean. Yeah, you got the accent now.
Yeah, well, we may not have drunk on the boat, but I promise you when we got to land.
One last word. When is this new song of you dropping?
So it's called You Make It All Right. We're hoping to get it out by the middle of June. And it's got Mom on it. Mama Matthews singing in the chorus.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very proud of it. It's a beautiful, beautiful love song. So check it out on all the things there by the place.
Live simply, travel light, and always see the wonder.
That's say.
See you in the water.
Feel that. Cheers. I'll see you there.